And I think we're up. Alright, so won't be much gameplay in this stream, it'll just be pure discussion. So currently the top decks still Dragapult. Ignore that message tone. Mm, yes, one more. There we go. So top decks and most used decks would be. Let me bring that up here for y'all. So for the 2026 season, okay, hmm, top meta decks. Because I want to get the percentages right. We're not using any AI. We'll purely be using stats from TCG Player as well as there is. Oh, what's the name of that? What's the name of that site? Hold on. Not Draftman, sir. There was a site that allows us to play games online. Where did I put that site link? Wow. They have a bunch of online tournaments and stuff. They also track data. So let's start TCG player. On TCG player, the top deck would be Dragapult. So let's get this here. Copy the clipboard, and we're going to import the top Dragapult deck. Here we go. Okay, so fail. Let's try again. Copy the clipboard. Alright, import. That's weird, no we can. Alright, so let's try as a text file. Because I want to actually physically show you all the deck list. Alright, let me try reopening the game because it seems like the game might be bugging out. But this is the deck list here. As you'll see on screen, which includes the Meowth, T3Ps, Monkey Dory, Dragapult, Dunsparce Fez, the Dunsparce, Jacloak, Badoo, Moltres, Body Puffins, Risky Ruins, Crispins, Pokepads, Nice Stretchers, Lazy Terminations, the special red card, which is new. Hold on, I got to go entry list. I won't stop talking. On first and Buzzy spec, Crushing Hammers, Boss Orders, Ultra Balls, 4 copies now, and of course the energy split being 3 Psychic, 2 Dark, 4 Fire. And the adjustment from the last meta is they stopped playing the Dust Snow variant as much and leaning more into just Dragapult and the Monkey Dory to move the damage off of the Pokemon, and if they don't have damage on them, use Rescue Rings to get that extra damage off to kill those basics who are above 60. Okay, get 80 off with that and have some stronger opening plays. So I'm gonna try again. Export, copy text clipboard. Let's go in again because I want to physically show you all the deck list. Import. What? Why? I don't understand. Alright. We'll just use the actual site then. Let's close the game and we'll actually just use the site. So here you go. As you can see, TCG player, and here we go. We have meow, the monkey, all of that. And again, so the main changes are just that we had meow. So this is the new Luminion allowing us to search for a supporter, and of course lean heavily on risky ruins and the control in the sense of red cards, unfair stamps, three bosses, ultra balls, so just guarantee we evolving up, and of course risky ruins to augment that damage. Other than that, Drapel doing exactly what it does. It's very consistent, puts out a lot of damage, very hard to stop the setup because it's just one, two, three, and all the card selection you're getting from the Draclooks. If you don't ain't broke, don't fix it. You're going down, most of the deck is with what format, two regionals, one. As you can see, the adjustment with the hammers and the Moltres. Moltres helps it against the grass decks and also just in those matchups where Dragapult wouldn't be able to do and to just show off the prize raise. Still pretty good. I want you to take a look at the Moltres because I think the Moltres is the biggest addition to the deck. Here we go. When you if your opponent's Pokemon EX, the attack does 90 more, so it's a good way to finish off a Pokemon that's already been damaged. And in the new Mega format, getting three prizes and giving up one is pretty good. So that's where that lies. Number two is Dragapult Dusknoir. Again, same classic. New addition, of course, the Meowth, the red cards. And again, no real change in terms of Pokemon. Again, just that Meowth. But again, you'll notice that there's a Monkey Dory in here. So there's only one copy versus two in the previous build. Is it? There you go, two. Because again, you're giving up a prize already with your Duskline. And the Duskline is two, two Duskull, one Dusclops, one Dusknoir. Let's see again, you see no rescuance here because the extra damage is actually coming from the Duskline. New card, red card. Again, a bit of control. Choice in a spec is again unfair stamp. So you're seeing the adjustment from new upper. So in terms of speed and more control. So the format has started leaning more heavily on those mid to late game versus the aggression. Because a lot of the aggro decks are way too strong for this to set up. And yeah, let's go. Number three is Mega Greninja EX, which in itself is pretty interesting. You have a draw engine in form of Didon Sparse. There you go. We have one Dance Fast EX, just for that surprise. We've got some Mega Greninjas. And we have two of the Terra Rock Greninjas as well. When you go down, look at the energy. So you have the ignition energies to get that secondary attack to destroy two Pokemon off there, the new upper, because it's very crucial, and just seven water energies. A spec of choice, of course, being, where is it? Of course, new upper energy, sorry, I saw it just now. And yeah, so your deck is pretty quick. All you're looking for is to try and get your pieces, get your water energy, and start hitting with that 350 body, kind of hard to cross. And where you have the Rock Ninja, you can actually switch and find your pieces, and still 170 for a single water energy is pretty strong. When looking at it, when you're in 2D, you're only running two bosses. I don't know what's after there. They are only running two bosses. So again, pretty significant change there. It's a wholly new deck. But again, you know how much people like Greninja. Excuse me there. Had a bit of a yawn. Give me a second. We'll go to deck 3 while Pokemon loads. And that's actually the Hydrapple deck, which is using Bayleaf as an engine and Tealmass as a draw engine to just help get everything off really quickly. With the Meganium, we actually will get WS energy, making Hydrapple twice as efficient. I have all that draw power from. Hold on. Sorry about that. Have a Santa Pe trying to sneak in room here, and I'm currently getting a little crush. So give me a hot minute to deal with. If you don't want Sandipede, it's actually what's Scolipede and those things are based off. Poisonous insect. So I need to deal with that when my cat is. Cat is currently. I saw her knocking something, but I didn't realize it was a cooler Sandipede catch. Give me a minute. I am going to have to sweep it out my room. Alright, I am back. Thank you for the patience. Ah, my mild inconvenience there. Right, we're having a discussion now on the Hydraplex. So, with the Hydraplex, what we actually will be seeing is a lot of ramp and draw to get the Hydraplex quickly. Again, fairly consistent, very quick because of the Verdant Forest. And that is what leads to, again, consistency on top. We tend to see lot of meta decks being I consider boring because we see just it's all pause here reading something. It's just see a lot of see a lot of consistency where decks do the same thing over and over and over, and that's how they win. It again I call it boring because you're not seeing much variance in the gameplay, but they do one thing and they do that one thing really well, or they have a very strict game plan and an easy way to get it. Because another one that I'm sure I haven't seen yet would be I'm seeing Raging Bolt here. I'm seeing Alakazam, but I'm not seeing the new Slow King. Because right now that Slow King deck is like 5% of the format. Found it here. So you're trying again with this because it seems to not be working for clipboard for some reason. Just not going through. I don't understand why. But I guess we'll do this the regular way. We'll actually just go in and bring out the cards. So, okay, so meta shakeup. One of the main things we want to talk about is actually the Slowking, right? So, here it is. This is the particular Slowking that they are using. Create on screen, seek inspiration. It mills the top card of your deck. If it's a non-EX Pokemon, you can use one of the attacks from the Pokemon. Seems simple enough, but super fucked up. Super fucked up because it's usually not paired with anything nice. Because they use things that are a bit hard to play or not worth playing, but they have much stronger attacks, like Metagross. I'm not sure which one they use, but it's a Metagross that does 240 damage. I think it's this one that's doing 200 here per year. And they put that on top, discard, they get an easy attack. They also use Kyurem. Here we go, Kyurem. Because this attack cost all of this, and yet the attack cost is ignored. So we're basically doing it for 2 psychic energy. And remember, we have one dress patch in the format. So they basically just place energy, discard one with Ultra Ball to find the Slowking itself, bring it up, and then they use a Stadium. Let me get that quickly for you here. Academy at Night to set it all up. Because Academy at Night actually allows you to put a card from your hand to top of your deck. So easy stack up there. There's also another that comes with Cypher Maniac. Here we go. Cypher Maniac. This is a supporter that allows you to put 2 Pokemon from your deck on top in any order you like. So again, you can guarantee find whatever you like. And if exact damage isn't a thing, there's also oops, in 9 Pokemon section anymore. There's also this Annihilate that guarantee kills both Pokemon. There's this Annihilate as well, puts damage. It's basically pick your poison, getting the best abilities from Pokemon that you wouldn't otherwise play. And that makes it pretty strong. Because some people also play it with, I want to say Boulder, Concola actually. It's Conq? Conk. Wow. Hmm. Is the Pokemon not holding up two Gata? I must say Gatas. Post, here we go. Here he is. Concolder. That 250 damage off there. And again, we play an entire one prize deck, and we're hitting for 250 and 200 and above easily, and even wiping people's back line. Not nice at all. I haven't seen anyone done this one, but it's also an option. We have a Blaziken. Where is it? What is Blaziken? Here it is. This Blaziken that hits 120 to the active anti-back as well. So you have many options for board wiping. And I believe it discards the energy as well. And again, it's any of the non-EX Pokemon. So sky's the limit at this point. Because if you want to use something like the Manatan, you can use that as well. Because again, it's non-EX. And that gives the deck versatility that a lot of decks don't actually have. So let's say we are fighting Dragapult. We could use Dragapult as example. It is the top deck. We can get a 250 of this one. Another dead card, and as well, they use the evolutions and not the basics because you can't get stuck with them. You generally can't get stuck with them because you're not going to actually try to draw them. They'll just be discarded anyway. And you can do goofy stuff like this. Again, you want to play this, but you don't want to play it in the deck. That's the fun behind the deck. But again, consistency, consistency, consistency. They basically just run Carmines and Stretchers, as well as the Academy at Nights, just to set up the puzzle pieces. Because what you need to have is the 2 energy, you need to have a way to put the card on top of your deck, and just the swing. And because you are targeting what you want to bring, you can tailor make your attack to suit the opponent you're facing. So the consistency in this Slowpoke deck is actually consistently finding a response or the right Pokemon to knock out what your opponent has. And that's it. Again, deck not complicated. It's just you have to get used to the deck and learn the plays. So what I'm going to look up now is the online. It is limitless. It's play limitless. Wow, why am I like this? And I can actually get the stats up here, which which would make things a lot easier. Thank God. Alright, so I can actually look up the stats now. And let's get into that. We'll only be doing the top 25 decks though. So we'll see. Alright, so I'll go by list in order, and what I'm curious about is if I can actually get a list loaded. Here we go. So I have a list here, copy to clipboard. Let's see if we can exit. This was nothing, so we'll delete that. I don't like to waste space. Delete. There you go, import. There we go, success imported. And what we imported was the Slowpoke deck. So here we go. And same thing I mentioned. Jack. Oh, this is the one using. It's still interesting. Kyram, and Drapion. Okay, that's what Drapion does though. I didn't think a Drapion. Oh, it poisons. Okay. Alright, I'm getting a call, so I will have it come off the stream for a bit.